The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN just after 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We got about 24 minutes to go until the start of trading, and you got markets right now in the red. S&Ps. We've been deteriorating since I was up just after 5 a.m. this morning. We were trading up there at 57.35, market in positive territory. No, right now we're negative by 0.5% in the S&Ps, off 28 points at 57.04. NASDAQ 100, we're off by 0.7%. All the markets making pre-market lows right now. Just dipping below 19,900. We're off 0.7 in the NASDAQ 100, 140 points in the red. Dow off 140 points as well. That's 0.3% in the red, 42,085 in the Russell, off by about 0.7 at 2,071. How about gold? Having its moment, man. It's not stopping. 3,045. Gold up $37 on the session. And yeah, you got to run, man. We got some. Now, check this out in gold. We're going to jump around, man, but put this out in the gold report yesterday. Put it on Market Insights today. That bar, right? That's Thursday's bar. Now, you do want to see volume picking up a bit. Today's volume, we'll see how we come in. We're already at 90,000 contracts, but you see the consolidation for about 2 months from 6 weeks. Yeah. February 4th to March 13th, you break away and you do it on the most volume that we had in 2 months. That's how you like to break out of a consolidation, man. So that is strong. Put it on your chart. March 13th, you break out. You trade from 29.42. You break 3,000 for the first time ever. You do it with volume, and we're getting follow through today for gold at $3,041. Remarkable, man. I remember graduating college, folks, and gold was like $260, $270 an ounce, right? Right around when my dad started the gold report. Bonkers. Just pulling it up. Yeah, there it is. I graduated in 2002. So I guess gold, yeah, gold made it into the, look at that. Yeah, somewhere in the 200s. All right, we go back to silver. Remarkable run. Silver, just below those highs, right? 34.82, 35.07 is the number. The one thing about silver, you had that breakout day, same deal on Thursday, all right? Big volume, big price spread. You accelerate higher. You have seen the volume trail off a bit here, right? Whether you talk about Friday, Monday, we'll see how today plays out. Today might get that acceleration. We're going to need a little bit more volume. Whether you're talking about silver to break above these highs, you see that trail off, right? That last part of the volume. The trail off, it's not what you want to see as we're coming into these highs. Look at the volume we did at the highs, right? You're doing about 100,000 contracts from that acceleration on October 18th. We got to talk metals today. We're talking metals a little bit more at the beginning of the program than usual. But yeah, so look at the volume we had, about 100,000, right? We haven't done anywhere near 100,000 contracts right now. So you want to see some more momentum on silver to get above those highs. You back up gold for the same scenario. Gold's pretty strong now the last couple days, okay? But different scenario. Gold, 236,000 contracts traded. That's a big number on that breakaway for gold. There's copper. How about it? $5. Now, we got a high out here of about $5.20 on copper. We're above the highs of $4.80. That was your high back here in September, October. A little bit bigger picture. Critical area, okay? $5 was the high in 2022 before you dropped to almost $3. $5 was the high, about $5.19, right? The high last year. But yeah, critical area for copper. You put it on a monthly, you talk about a critical area, okay? Copper having its moment as well. Check that out, right? All right, we go back to yields. Go back a little bit near term. And we get the 10-year, about 4.33 today. We go back to a daily. Let's just see, chopping around, pulling back a bit. We're at 110.18 right now. A little bit of a consolidation with yields at 4.33. We have a Federal Reserve. Meeting begins today. Decision, 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Press conference tomorrow, 2:30 with Chairman Powell. We'll air that live right here on TFNN. Check that out, of course. And then you jump over to the dollar. 103.5 on the dot. Just kind of chopping around the same way yields have. Right, 103.5, that's the area we bounced back there in November, right prior to the election. So we're just chopping, little consolidation, which way we're going to break. I think the pressure's to the downside right now in the dollar, but it would make sense. You get a little bit of a reprieve, you get a little bit of a consolidation. We just traded from 110 to 103.5. But yeah, the pressure right now, man, I've been saying it many times, okay, we're going to get two-way moves in this market. I think we got a lot of pressure to the downside, okay? S&P's bounced perfectly to a 382 yesterday, all right? Now, S&P's had slightly lighter volume, 2.044 versus 2.074 on the move on Friday versus 2.057 versus Thursday's low, okay? So marginally lighter, but what you did do is you bounced to a 382. All we did is get back to that decline about March 10th when you ripped lower. If you're really going to trade lower, what I'm always doing, keeping those spikes up on your back, man, that is just a bounce in a bear market right now. The markets look jittery this morning. NASDAQ 100 couldn't even get to the 382, and the drop off in the NASDAQ 100 much more pronounced than the one on the S&P. I mean, on a day like yesterday, now, the NASDAQ 100 was not up that much. What were we up? 50 points, I think, or something like that, right? What to keep in mind as well, I found myself telling myself this morning, is don't forget about the rollover, because on the charts, it looks a little bit more pronounced than it was, because just the futures rollover, you get a little bit of a bounce there, okay? Just the futures rollover. Not quite indicative of the true strength of the market yesterday, and even the NASDAQ 100. Yeah, we were up more than 50. I'll pull it up. All right, we jump over to the VIX this morning. Yeah, we almost got a 19 handle yesterday. With everything going on right now with this market, I know we just pulled back 7-8%, but boy, you're talking about a 19 handle as we go into a Fed meeting tomorrow. All eyes on Chairman Powell. And then, of course, we have April 2nd out there looming. April 2nd, 2 weeks from tomorrow as well. Tomorrow's the 19th, Fed decision. 2 weeks from there, April 2nd, reciprocal tariff supposed to go in, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, we jump over to NVIDIA. So it's a NVIDIA day. NVIDIA right now, slightly in the red with the market, 118.24. It's been quite a bounce for NVIDIA. You're talking about a bounce from 104 to 120 yesterday. You give it up a bit from 122. Their CEO, he'll be speaking at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So they have an event going on. We'll see what he has to say. We'll see if he can move this market about 1 p.m. Eastern time. Put it on your calendar today. CEO Wang, he'll be talking from NVIDIA. We'll see what he has to say. We jump around to some of the other Magnificent Seven. You talk about some volatility in Amazon. Yeah, I think they got a downgrade today or something. I was looking at this earlier. Not sure what that selling was there. You can see how, 74,000 shares trade and Amazon trades down $3. We're going to find on the open where supply equals demand, but Amazon in the red, looking open down $2.50 this morning. We're coming back, folks. We got a lot to talk about. Stay tuned. Be back in 3 minutes. Don't go away. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Welcome back, folks. And yeah, it's a tough one for Tesla. We're going to open down almost $10. Yeah, more than $10 from 238 to 227. And BYD, how about it, man? Check out this. Talk about innovation, right? We better make sure we stay on it, man. China's going to eat our lunch. How about a 5-minute charge for 400 kilometers, 250 miles in 5 minutes? That's what they're talking about. And to show you what that does to the other vehicles, folks, BYD, 400 kilometers, which is 250 miles in 5 minutes, okay? Kilometer per minute of charging, okay? You're talking about a fourfold number over Tesla. Li Auto, Mercedes, and then Tesla. Tesla, now, realistically, 15 minutes for 275 kilometers, that shouldn't be a deal breaker. It's really not. You know, when you reach this point, but you know, you combine that, okay, with the fact that Tesla's China shipments plunged 49% in February. I don't have a position in Tesla, folks. All right, I'm not short Tesla, but I'm certainly not long, even at these prices, man. You look at all these numbers, all right? Tesla, that's the trend line for top car brands in China. You don't want to be on the downtick, okay? They're on a downtick that leads to zero. That's it. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, unless they turn that around. And how do you turn that around with this type of a trend line and this type of a charging? Okay, now you go from there. Okay, what's remarkable is, and then I went down the rabbit hole last night of watching the video that came out a couple days ago with LiDAR, and this is a YouTuber. Okay, let me see, where is it? Where are we? Here we are. And he probably has an investment in LiDAR, this gentleman, okay? And he highlights 6 different examples. He uses a Lexus with LiDAR, and then he uses the Teslas, which only currently use a suite of cameras, okay? And folks, no matter what you think, okay, LiDAR does a much better job in very complicated situations, like fog in particular. LiDAR can do a much better job. Now, he goes to the example like he has up here, where he actually mimics the road, right? Almost like a Wile E. Coyote type example. And Tesla just looks at pictures. It can't actually tell there's a wall in front of it. But if you're using LiDAR, it can tell there's a wall because it's pinging little light particles off of the surrounding area. After watching that video, and Tesla might be going to LiDAR, even though Elon has said fantastical things in the past. But this video came out like 2 days ago. All right, it's getting a lot of press. They can call him an Elon hater if you want, no matter what, folks, okay? He puts up situations that have to do with a Tesla in very difficult scenarios, and just using cameras versus using that type of pinging technology with LiDAR, I found myself saying, why would I ever want that? Now, what's so interesting is, all right, you go around the turn here. That's not the article yet. We're going back. We're going back here. This one is 2019. Okay, check this out. This one's 2019. Now, I know that Elon's been a LiDAR hater. Of course he has. He's been a LiDAR hater because Teslas don't have LiDAR. Okay. This one goes back to April of 2019 in their first Autonomy Day event, okay, calling it a fool's errand. The kicker is at the end of this article, it talks about that they're launching robotaxis in 2020 with their technology, which is not happening. Okay. And the kicker of it all is that this company that is in this video that he may have an investment in is his friend Lumineer. Okay, they make LiDAR is the deal. Sliding up. You know what's really cool in that video too? I watched it all last night. If you check it out, he actually goes into Disney's Space Mountain and he uses LiDAR to map out Space Mountain. And you can do that because LiDAR just maps out 3Ds. You know, you're pinging light particles at light travels at the speed of light, right? It's basically instantaneous for our purposes, and it maps out the whole area. Now, what's the kicker is that Tesla has spent money on, I'm getting the article, on LiDAR sensors. Now, this article is from 2024. They've spent a couple $1 million on sensors from this company, Luminar, okay? So maybe they're coming down the future because one of the things that Musk always talked about is that it's a fool's errand, and it's because they're expensive and often hungry for power. But what are we seeing? What are we seeing from China right now? We're seeing them solve some of those same issues, right? Talking about how expensive everything is, solving some of the power issues that have to do with AI, etc. And so if you want the best of the best, I think LiDAR is probably going to play into it, man. I do. Watching that video, and then, yeah, it says a lot. It does. All right, now we got to jump to this one. Help me make sense of it, folks, because it doesn't make sense. Starlink. So Starlink's in the White House right now. And, you know, the ethical concerns, the conflicts of interest concerns, those aside, there's no way this makes sense from a security standpoint to have a Wi-Fi network like SpaceX, okay, that's in the White House that already has cabling. Shouldn't be happening, folks. You don't have to be a genius, okay? Somebody tell me why, whether you're a fan or not. SpaceX, well, Starlink, using their satellites, needs to have providing capability in the White House and having 2 networks. I mean, I read the article, but this is where we all want our spikes up, okay? Because it doesn't make sense in that type of an environment where everything is getting hacked these days to bring in a network like that. Wild stuff. All right, we talked gold. Let's talk a little bit of silver. We got 5 minutes until the opening bell. We got gold pushing all-time highs. And yeah, the silver market facing a stress due to the trade war. And higher lease rates adding to the signs of global dislocation. Check it out. Silver lease rate soars as tariff fears expose the tight market. And look at the rates. Yeah. It's pretty remarkable. And we've seen it, right? Gold and silver out of London into U.S. vaults, man. So you have the lease rates, the cost of borrowing metal generally for a short period, a 1-month rate for silver more than 6%. That's a 1-month rate. And yeah, they're worried about the fast depleting stockpiles in the UK. I think we got some room to go in metals, man. You better watch out for this market. S&P's off 28, NASDAQ off about 150. We got a Fed decision tomorrow. We got gold continuing to climb. Look at this. We're at the tick high right now. Gold up by $39 to $3,045. Do we get there in silver yet? Look at that. 7 pennies. Yeah, hits 35 on the dot. Now, silver's got some crazy prices back here, folks, okay? To get to all-time highs, you need $50. We got dislocated in a large way back in 2011 that we have now come back to. It doesn't say we can't get there right now. We're coming back, folks. Markets in the red, gold in the green. Stay tuned. We're coming back for the opening bell.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento for the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are March 14th and 28th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got the opening bell. We got markets in the red. NASDAQ 100 right now, down about 165 points. That's almost 0.9%. You can see we're coming into yesterday's low. Going to be a critical area, about 19,850. Put it on your charts. And this is where I would say, so I'm a little bearish in this market right now. I think the pressure's to the downside. Okay, but I've been talking about the ability to two-way trade, and this is a great example. All right, you're watching this trade. We see how we come in at 19,850. All right. You get a little break, you little consolidation. Maybe we come in there with light volume. You have it back against the wall. That is a great technical area. Now, I'm not doing it right now. All right, this market looks dicey. We've gotten quite a pop over the last couple sessions. But that is always a nice area. Your back's against the wall. Don't give yourself a lot of room when you're making trades like that. You can make many of them. You catch a pop like we did yesterday, right? You catch some similar moves. You let it run. Always nice, but that's a critical area as we're bumping up against it as I speak. You blow through there. You can see, maybe we stop around at 19,700. That's kind of the area you chopped around at the highs of last week. But we get some market weakness right now. Let's jump around. Amazon shares, as I mentioned, down by 2.1%. Oh, is that the Wiz deal? Oh, maybe it is. I bet it is. Okay. So, maybe it is. This one's a big one. Google agrees to buy cloud security firm Wiz, $32 billion. Quite a number, man. And they had tried to get this done a year ago. Deal fell apart. And they're going to join Google's cloud business once the deal closes. So they turned down a $23 billion bid last year. Good for them. $9 billion for the year. And what is that? That's like a 40% pop, man. Good for them. Imagine you turn down $23 billion and 12 months later you get 32. Good for them. So they're going to have new security products to offer customers as it works to catch up to Microsoft and Amazon. All right. $32 billion, not bad. There's Amazon down by 1.7%, Microsoft down by 0.7% right now. Jump over to Apple shares this morning, up about 0.4%. Google on that deal, negative by about 0.3%. Just chopping around right now. We digest Tesla, off by about $8, off 3.7% right now. So jumping back to LiDAR, okay? We're going to talk a little EVs. Now, this is the video. I'll post this video in the Tiger's Den. What do we got so far? 13.2 million views. This guy's a huge YouTuber. All right, you take everything for what it's worth. I'd assume he's got an investment in this Luminar company. All right, I assume he does. He mentions it a couple times. He says he's not paid for it. Either that or it's his buddy. You can't deny the results, though. But coolest part is, right, this part of the video talks about LiDAR. And what it says is, this is... Watch, we'll play it without a little sound here. Al, if you can make sure you got it up here. Yeah, so you got about 640,000 light particles shooting out in all directions, okay? And, they give the example, of course, the longer something is away, you got nanoseconds, right? It's going to take longer to go to one thing to the other. It can tell how far away it is, but check out this part, which I found so cool. So you say to yourself, wow, so it's got to keep track of 640,000 different directional pieces of light shooting off every different piece. No, it does them one at a time, and it does 640,000 of them in a 360-degree rotation faster than we can probably snap our finger. No, definitely, okay? Now, and this is where I love learning about the technology. So check this out. 640,000 lights going around 360 degrees. It does them one at a time. There's your graphic. One at a time. It maps out the room 360 degrees. Okay? And that's 640,000 of them that go around. But here's the coolest part. Light is so fast. Okay? Yeah. I don't think you can hear that. Can you hear that, Al? Can I send audio over to this as well? So here's what, in terms of nanoseconds, okay, what this is saying right now is that as it sends one particle of light out, imagine that takes about 4 nanoseconds, okay? It is so quick that in slow motion clock, you send one particle out, it takes 4 nanoseconds. You basically wait 30 minutes by that time scale and then send out the next particle, which is out and back to you in the span of about 4 nanoseconds. And then you wait 30 minutes on that time scale. As in the light is just so fast that you actually do one at a time. You send it out, get it back. You pause a nanosecond, by definition, but remarkable how that's able to be done. And then, as I mentioned, he maps out Space Mountain, which I loved as a child. So he brings a LiDAR machine on his chest into Disney. I'm sure they were happy with that. And he actually maps out Space Mountain, because it takes a 3D of everything as you're riding through. And then he does a couple tests talking about how the cars perform. And I just found myself saying, you know what? It probably is expensive. It may be unnecessary, but you can't tell me it doesn't perform better right now. And that's an interesting one, because if it performs better right now and Tesla has none of them, and you know, Elon was saying that all those cameras were going to bring self-driving cars in 2020. We're coming into late 2025. Buyer beware. Now, we go from there. All right. Tesla's not the only one we're going to bring heat on today. Let's bring some heat on General Motors. Okay. GM's up 1.3% as this market trails. Okay. We've bounced off this low area of about $45 recently. Now, this one, man, this one blows my mind. And I will post that YouTube video in the Tiger's Den later, folks. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. All right, we got a couple to talk about here. This one's today. Cadillac expects 1 out of every 3 vehicle sales this year to be EV. I said, oh my goodness, is that stock gonna go bankrupt? Nobody's buying EVs. 1 out of every 3 Cadillacs is gonna be an EV? I don't understand how this is going to be the recipe for success with basically where EVs are. And EVs are great, folks. They have a place in the future. Tesla, you like a Tesla? Good for you. You want an EV here. But the technology is not quite there yet with where we need it to be, especially when you talk about charging networks, charging capabilities, right? You look at where BYD came out today and making an advance. We're not there yet, all right? But so I said, man, I got to look at this chart, man. If they're only selling 2 out of every 3 cars is going to be gas right now, it's a very difficult landscape, okay? And they have a lot of good cars to compete with. The car that the gentleman used in the YouTube video I've been talking about was a Lexus with BYD, with LiDAR. And so there's many, right? Even if you are buying EVs, the market's struggling right now, the entire market, but even if you are, there's so many grand competitors. You know, listen, Cadillac, they have a great lineup. I looked at this car. I said, man, that is a beautiful car. Look at that Cadillac Escalade IQ. I said, man, maybe I should look at EVs. And then I slid down and I saw the price was $130,000 for that Escalade IQ. And I said, no, I don't need a $130,000 SUV that's EV when the network is not built out yet. No, I don't. Then I got further down the line and I read about this car, the Solistic Kia car. I can't even pronounce it. Now this one, 2022, they started talking about it. Who is going to buy an EV Cadillac for $300,000? Don't raise your hand in the den. Don't do it. No, I kid. We're going to talk a little more because I don't know where they're finding this market, man, for GM. We'll take a look. Stay tuned, folks. We're coming back. We'll look at the chart of GM.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got markets trading negative right now. NASDAQ 100 off by 1.25%, 254 points in the red. S&P's right now. Let's put it back on a 15-minute. S&P's off by about 41, 0.7% in the red. Dow off by about 0.4%. We dipped below 42,000 briefly. We're back above there. Dow off 160. Russell off by 19. Yeah, Bitcoin off $2,800. Bitcoin under the lows we had on Sunday night. We're making weekly lows. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here, man. I mean, this is a pretty decent pullback we're dealing with now. 110, things were getting lofty. We're sitting right at the 50%, chopping around at about 80,000 on Bitcoin. Critical area, man, on Bitcoin. And yeah, so we jump back to GM. All right. There's your daily. Let's put it on a 5-year weekly. All right. Oh, you got a nice sign of strength. But November 2023, you trade higher. We eclipse $60. You trade from 25 all the way up to 60. Boy, that's quite a volume move on the week of January 27th. Oof, we got some volume again on the move lower. Look at just those 2 days alone, right? You pop higher on 90.5 million shares the week of October 21st. You do 97 million, and you do 94 million on the way down. Right now, I would not be trying to find car companies that are selling 1 out of 3 of their vehicles in the electric vehicle segment. And then when I look at the expensive nature, and there's a place for the cars, man. There are. Okay? This one doesn't make sense. I mean, I would love a $300,000 car. I buy a $300,000 car, folks. I mean, assuming there's not some crazy import tax and I'm buying it from Europe, I'm buying a Ferrari, man, or a Lamborghini. I'm not buying an electric Cadillac. Remember this stuff. There's stuff that jumps out at you occasionally, folks. Luxury items are great. And yeah, there's going to be a market for it. All right, and who knows how many they plan on sell. But if somebody came to me, to go into the luxury sector with a $300,000 EV Caddy, I don't know. And then you go back to the Lyric, okay, which is the one that's spearheading some of that growth right now. You got to go all the way back to 2020 when they were pushing that out, okay? It's the new technology spearhead. We're 5 years later, and the world's still not ready yet. So be careful, man. Tesla's its own story, folks, okay? Down another $15 right now. Yeah, 150 is in the cards, man. Volume's actually accelerating, all right? Volume picked up last week on Tesla, folks. Think about the demise this company's been in since 488, and last week's volume had more than ever. You did catch a bounce, but we've given it all back. Whew. This market, man. Coming into Fed Day tomorrow. Look at this. Be pretty wild if you could ever get a rip in the NASDAQ where you almost engulf everything we just did for that pop. All right. Yeah. Oh, this one's good. All right, let's talk a little Fed first, and then we're going to talk a little bit of hot tea. So we have the Fed tomorrow. As I mentioned, decision 2 p.m. Eastern Time, press conference at 2:30. We'll air that live right here. And they have a lot of volatility that they're going to face. All right, they're talking about tariffs, they're talking about volatility, and they're talking about unknowns right now. And I think that's what I would expect from the Fed tomorrow. This one. Here we go. Okay. Now, boy. Nothing to do with the market or the stock, but pretty remarkable when all this stuff happens. And boy, you're talking about skin grafts on people's genitals, folks. You're talking about $50 million, man. And, we get, this, and this article mentioned it, okay? A jury in California on Friday awarded $50 million to a LA delivery driver, okay? He was driving for, what was it? Postmates. He was driving for Postmates in LA. He picks up 3 venti teas at Starbucks, and he claims that they tipped one over right in his lap, and that caused extreme harm to him, okay? What I will say is, tea is boiling water. And so if you're just dumping a cup of boiling water in someone's lap and they need skin grafts all over them, maybe the processes aren't quite in place when you're serving that item. Now, everything is nuanced in life, folks, okay? And this harkens back to, I can't believe it was 1992. Do we remember the stories? If you were around, you do, okay? Spilling coffee on her lap at Mickey D's drive-thru. It's the drive-thrus. That's where this gentleman was, the drive-thru. And she was awarded $2.9 million, but $2.9 million back in 1992. It probably wowed us just the way $50 million does right now. Later reduced to $500,000. Okay, but what I will say is, I order Starbucks a decent amount of time. I am a fan of their egg bites. You ever had their egg bites? They have bacon and Gruyere egg bites, delicious. They also have roasted red pepper and egg white egg bites, which are also delicious. I feel like those things are just waiting to explode in terms of just being so hot out of the microwave. Tommy and I get them. He enjoys them too. We got to wait like 10 minutes to eat them sometimes. I'm not going to sue Starbucks for $50 million, but I always say to myself, man, it's pretty remarkable that like they have to get the item hot. They don't want the middle to be cold. But as a result of that, they heat it in a microwave to the point that, I mean, eggs, folks, especially something like that, where it's just like a circular, nice compound, they can hold that heat in dramatic ways. But nonetheless, Starbucks, man, $50 million. And we are a lawsuit nation, which is unfortunate. We are a lawsuit nation, okay? But I found myself having some sympathy for a gentleman that pulls up, probably trying to just earn a living. He's doing Postmate runs. And tea in particular is boiling water. It's not coffee that has milk in it. It's not a latte. Tea is boiling water. And if it was that hot and they just dumped it in his lap and he's got grafts on his genitals, that's where maybe he did deserve to sue Starbucks if they just don't train employees and they, put 3 cups in a, so everything is nuanced. And that's always the tough part of those types of discussions. Because the other side of that is, man, we sue everybody for everything. It makes things so expensive. Folks, in Florida, I can't go 2 feet down the street without seeing personal injury billboards everywhere I go. Good old Morgan & Morgan. I think they've taken in $1 billion in claims is their name now, Morgan & Morgan. Yeah, but there's truth somewhere in there. So Starbucks. Jump over to Starbucks shares, down about 0.25% today. This market, let's check it out. We go to Amazon shares, down by 2.3%. Microsoft down by 1.25%. Google down by 2%. All right, NVIDIA speaking at 1 o'clock today, down by 3% right now. Market's selling off a bit. We jump over to the dollar, chopping around at 103.50. No real movement on the dollar so far this morning, and we check back on record prices in gold, $3,043. And as I said, right, look at that breakout. You might come back and test that high recently. Maybe you test 29.50, but that is a strong breakout in gold. We'll see if we get some follow through on the volume today so far. 107,000 contracts traded. Gold, 3,043. Markets in the red. One more segment. I'm coming back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. NASDAQ 100 off by 1.7% right now. Quite a drop right out of the gate. We just dropped 200 points from where we were at 9:30, man. We're off 333, 1.7. S&P's off by about 1%, and the Dow off by about 0.5%. Gotta check back on gold, right? Gold right now up $37 or 1.2% right now. Tesla shares down about $13 right now. Some of the stocks we're talking about, GM up by about 0.8% right now. We check back in on silver. We hit 35 on the dot. Remember the recent high out there, only about 7 pennies above where we're at, 35.07 on that silver contract. But we are going to need a little bit more volume. Not what you'd want to see to break those highs, as volume trailing off a bit on a daily basis on that silver contract. All right, this one interesting. We'll talk some airlines. Frontier. Yeah, they're trying to get in, and kudos to them. ULCC, is that their symbol? Free bags on Frontier. Oh, not saving them. Down by 3.2%. Is this Frontier? Yeah, Frontier Group Holdings, ULCC. We're a $1.3 billion company. There's your daily. That's your 5-year weekly. We're trading at about $6. And yeah, customers can receive a bundle that includes a seat assignment and a carry-on bag. Sounds like the anti-Southwest. Frontier. The one thing that's always tough there is that Frontier, I don't even think they have flights on every day. And I've had friends, one thing you book it, your flight somehow gets bumped, and you got to wait 2 or 3 days until the next flight or book on another airline. That's a risk. Everything is a risk reward. All right, folks, markets, keep those spikes up, man. We got negative action right now. We'll finish it up. NASDAQ 100 off by 358. The VIX 2236 right now, and gold at record territory. We'll finish it up with gold. $3,043. Never before today that high. Gold, all-time highs. Folks, thanks so much for kicking off your day right here. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. Stay tuned. Basil Chapman's up next. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.